Green light, green, green, green. All right, good to go. So, like I was saying, we're going to be adding, subtracting polynomials. Close that laptop, please, ladies. Thank you. Close it, close it, close it. Don't need to have it on right now. And then put it away. It sounded like a Mario. Was that you? It was a snap? It sounded like when you're playing Super Mario Brothers and you hit one of the little turtles. Like, look how short that bar is. That's a short bar. That's a short bar. Hey, hey, hey. A little bit more positivity. You can do it.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
You can at least do it with a smile.
I don't smile.
Look at you smiling right now. Oh, that's beautiful. There you go.
I'm not.
I'm not. Look. I can change slide?
No.
You really don't need these things. You guys already know what's going to happen here. Are you working on something? Your laptop, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was working on something, but I'm
Okay. That's good right there if you want to.
I'll just finish it.
No, I believe you. If you want to do 3/4, that way you don't turn it off.
Don't believe her.
I do.
Did you have to work?
I trust you.
You really shouldn't.
What?
Did you have to work?
Yes and no.
You opened it early today.
Yeah. So there was, but I dropped the ball. So I give you guys till tomorrow for that.
Wait, we have one?
That's what you said it.
Yesterday?
They'll both be due tomorrow. Yeah.
I wasn't there this morning.
Yeah. I always forget to hit the save button.
Wait, yesterday's and today's?
Yeah. So yesterday and today's will be due tomorrow. Okay. Can you do this now? All right. Let's just jump into it then. Here we go. So we've got two functions. One thing that I do want to point out is that they're going to ask you for the domain and range of these things. The domains and ranges have to be in both of those functions, Jeremy. So, I'm just checking on you, make sure you're okay. Now, the first thing that we want to do here is to add the two functions, right? So we're taking the f. I'm going to end up. Sorry.
I don't think we'll go back anymore.
It's in my way. Ladies, we're gonna start by adding the two functions. We're gonna take the f plus the g, which is what we want to do first. The f function is 4x plus 7. The g function is square root of x plus x. So all that I really got to do is add my x values, right? Because is this going to change anything over there?
No.
No, it's not going to change anything over there. Miracle, is it?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question?
Is this plus going to change anything on the right side?
No.
And it really doesn't. I mean, if I distribute it, a positive times anything is still itself. So what I've got here is 4x plus 7 plus the square root of x plus x. The only like terms here. The only like terms here are going to be those two. So we've got 5x plus 7 plus root x.
That's
so
it?
that would be it. There's nothing else to do. We can't combine anything else, right? Nothing else is like terms?
Christopher's not gonna throw Christmas party. Can we have a Christmas party?
You plan it. I'm not planning squat.
He said no. They make a big
Whoa! What? No. You know what? No. No parties. Does that say it up there? I'm about to say what? What? That's okay. So now I have proof to use with Deja's dad.
But you said no.
I'm like, Deja's dad. She ain't even listening. I'm like, you won't even believe what Deja said in class. Hey guys, if you borrowed a calculator, please leave it here today. I've got 4 of them missing. No.
Wait, you can take some home?
No, you can't. But people are borrowing them. They need to come back, or you guys really get. You're not gonna like your final if they don't. They don't. I don't think they steal them. I think they like are in a hurry when the bell rings. They just pack everything up and they borrow one accidentally. And
No.
hey, I'm gonna look at the positive side.
No, they steal them because they need them.
Can I get rid of this? You guys are good? Okay. Next one. Colton. On the next one, they want us to subtract the 2. So I'm doing f minus g. F is still 4x plus 7. G is radical x plus x, right? Now, I do want to be careful. No, I did plus last time. Well, I want to be careful here because this time, the first part's not affected. But I have to distribute this negative, which is technically negative 1. So that becomes minus radical x minus x. So for takeaway 1, it's going to give me 3x plus a 7 minus the square root of x. So they're not a big deal, but just be careful with that negative because you do have to distribute it to every item on the other side. Please do not be the person that puts minus without the parentheses because that's only going to change one sign and then you mess up for the other parts and that's a silly mistake to make and it's going to cost you a lot of points.
Wait,
What's up?
so you would have to use both of them?
Uh-huh. You have to distribute that negative.
Just says you couldn't.
I want a 44-ounce thirst buster.
Oh, there you go. I thought I was not
I want a quick
Is that you too?
paper bag.
I'm so sorry. Did you hear?
Oh, no.
You know what I want? A boaty.
A mega monster.
A mega monster? Well, what I really want is for you to take some notes so you can learn this. That's what I really want.
I want a pop sun with the boys. The cold ones.
Wait, I'm not done.
He can't post this anymore.
I got posted. What?
Huh?
You're Adriana today?
I'm not paying attention.
It's 44 ounce. They're supposed to go in
I
last
mean, there's some water.
44 ounce is the big one.
Okay, I'm done with it.
I don't chew gum. I don't. I used to chew gum every day until I got to this school. Because the school's rule is you're not supposed to chew gum.
Ew, why?
It's prohibited.
What is it
Have you not
progressing?
seen the cement out there?
No.
That's not my fault.
That's where I get all my gum from.
Thank God for that the gum tree.
Ew, that is so nasty.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's nasty. They finally take it down today.
No, I don't think they're gonna
They get it straight down.
Tsunami! That's not working. So let's move on. Okay, here's another function. I want you to try those out real quick. I want you to find the sum and then the difference of the two.
This is it, sir?
Huh?
I got you.
Thank you. Yeah.
You have one for Daisha?
Ew, you have the nasty gum.
Hi, Trevor.
You gave one?
Welcome.
Daisha? Daisha, she wants snacks.
Oh, can I have one? Thank you. You can throw it out, Kenny.
I wish I would have recorded that. It's gonna throw it out, catching the shoes on.
It was too hard.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that was funny.
I got the answer, sir.
You got it? What'd you get?
Wait. Don't you get 2 answers?
No, it should only be one solution. What's the F plus G? Let me go over there. Well, there's 2 problems up there. That's why he's asking.
Which one is it?
This one's
Ah.
the first one. This one's the second one. First, second.
Yeah, that's good.
Do what?
right. You got both your answers
Hey,
correct.
I need to recombine these two because they're not like. Can I do like 25 square? Can I do it Monday, Tuesday? Oh yeah. Can I do it Monday, Tuesday? Tomorrow. It doesn't matter.
I need you guys to screw up.
Why'd you do that?
Hey, can I do it tomorrow too?
Okay, well, y'all have to move either way.
I was there.
I hope.
You go back here and do it like. This was
Okay,
your
I'll go
question.
all the way up there.
I'll go with you.
Stay right to it.
What's the other?
Bro.
Arnie, she's not a brush.
Miracle's trying to get in here.
Good.
I got a round here.
Hey.
I wish somebody would roll you right.
It's like, oh, don't worry about it.
You're usually making.
You need a word.
Someone was starting to work.
Okay, if you need help.
Oh no, I was supposed to meet you.
My bad. And you look.
I know, I saw him earlier.
You gotta be like you. You better put it on your iPhone.
Why would I put it on
Just
my
told you. I said I smoked cigarettes yesterday.
Let's do this one. F plus G. So you're hiding like okay, so if I clean it up, does this change? It's not going to change. Which ones are like terms?
Will it ruin the desk?
3 and 8.
No, I'm trying to get me in trouble.
Do the other one by yourself. The minus one.
I was so close. No, you were not.
It's a lane.
Keep it the same. 40.
Oh, negative, right? There you go.
I know where I'm from.
Ah. I see.
Not the teacher here today. Belly ass up, yeah.
Hey, Nelly.
You said so.
Send these links over here, man. Like, fight this kid all day. Over nothing.
Oh, they were recording again?
Yeah.
Just let him fly.
You gotta keep it.
Audio recording.
That's fine. I'm just gonna say
I'm not soft.
Yeah.
No, it's not, but I'm not.
Oh.
How do you do it?
Yes, you do.
Why your business?
You can do it.
Well,
Tsunami! Waterfalls! Tsunami, you guys are not doing your.
I don't like the waterfall one.
Well, you don't like tsunami either.
Yeah.
Do hairspray.
Hairspray does work.
Yeah, there's just.
Okay, we'll try that later. So, give me thumbs up if you're okay with me, thumbs down if you're not, sideways if you're kind of still iffy. It's not a big deal. Let's look at the next ones because you're always going to be the tougher ones, right? Let's start with the multiplication.
Got it.
First and last warning. You want one of those bags, huh? Okay. So, for this one, we need to multiply. We're going to multiply and then we're going to add. So put your pencils down.
Wait, what was the other
Put your pencils down. I'm going to multiply this first. And you can see what I'm doing. So I have to take f times g. I've got x squared minus 9. And then x plus 3. Do you guys know how to distribute? You guys know distribute property? You're okay with that, right? So let's do that. But I'm going to do the distribute property 2 times. I'm going to do it this one first. So what's x squared times x? X to the third, right? And then let's do x squared times 3. That's 3x squared. Right? Alright, let's do it with the 9 now. What is that going to be?
Negative 9x.
Negative 9x. What's that going to be?
Negative.
Can I combine anything? I'm done.
So it's like reverse backwards. You're like putting it back into the equation.
Oh, so you foiled that bad boy.
I did, didn't I?
I don't know.
I just foiled it.
First, outside, inside, left.
But I just don't like foil.
You just did
Yeah, but I don't like it for that fact. That somebody gave it a name and now they think they're cool. When all you did is distribute 2 times.
So you don't like that it's named?
What?
You don't like that it's
I'm just mad that I was born too late. Because I would have named it. I would have liked foil.
I would have named it foil.
Yeah, why did they name it foil?
Because here, look what I did. The first time I did it, I did x squared times x, right? Those are the first numbers. And then I took this one times a 3. Those are the outside numbers. And then I took these two, those are the inside numbers. And then these are the last numbers.
First inside.
So first, outside, inside, last. First, outside, inside, last spells foil.
I did the same.
Do you guys know that works like with numbers, regular numbers too?
No.
It always works, yeah. If you did like 12 times 13, so you'd have, what is that, 1, outsides is what, 3? I don't even know if I can do it here. 1, the outsides should be 6, and that should be 3 and 2 makes 5. 156?
I don't even sound like
Are you gonna show us how to do it?
I don't know if it's worth it, but. Can I show you what?
Are you gonna show us how to do it?
Hold on.
Like, for the division part, are we gonna, like...
Hairspray! That one does work better. Who's talking about their hair is getting all stiff?
lip gloss.
Was that you? Right, Jeremy?
Mr. Mills.
5?
Oh, lip gloss. Mr. Mills, the lip gloss.
Lip gloss. How are we gonna do lip gloss?
Right, Jeremy?
I'm gonna get reported for like sexual harassment. You just don't stop blowing me kisses. Right, Jeremy? 5 of them?
That's like what it is.
That man is tired. He works
Jeremy.
That's smart. Don't ever answer a question like that. You don't know what you're answering.
I explained this today.
I know, I feel you. You look tired, but I gotta keep you awake, bud. So, let me get thumbs up, thumbs down if we're good with this. This just foil it out. Start with the first one, multiply by every single other one. So even if it was 3 by 3, you can still do the same thing, okay? Now let's do the division piece. For the division, this one goes on top, doesn't it? And the other one's gonna go on the bottom. In this scenario, you're gonna have to know some of the factoring. If you take a look at the top part, there, Zoe.
You should close your hands and put it on.
Don't need it. Don't need it. Okay. In the top part, this is going to factor into x plus 3 and x minus 3. You see that? It's just a difference of squares. In the bottom, we have x plus 3. And what is anything over itself? Anything over itself is just a 1, right? So this is a 1. So I just end up with x minus 3.
Wow.
Okay?
Sorry, this is.
I didn't get dropped on my name.
I got dropped on my head.
I did too. I did too.
I'll take anybody who did not.
My dad dropped me down my brother. Okay, well, technically I pushed her up.
Then my sister dropped her baby downstairs.
Wait, she dropped her downstairs?
Yeah. My dad dropped me downstairs, and then my sister dropped her baby downstairs.
Interesting. Yeah, dropped on his grades.
No, what's interesting is it doesn't matter what I say, everything starts a conversation everywhere.
That is interesting.
Right.
It's funny. Do you ever come back to our recordings and listen to how stupid we sound when we laugh at like everything?
When I'm feeling sad.
Why did you
He's like sitting here crying in his room. He's like, I need to.
Hakuna Matata.
No, you don't. What you said about?
I'll share it later when I'm recording. Okay, you try this, please. You try this. Multiply and then divide them. Oh, thank you so much. I was lost in bud. Thank you though. I'll take care of that ASAP. When the bell rings. That's usually the time you wake up.
True, I actually do.
Ay, niño. Casado, ¿con quién te casaste, loco?
Yesterday?
Hell nothing. I tried to enjoy it. I tried it. And it's just like,
Yes, answer for you.
oh my god, you're so ugly. Shut down.
Don't write so fast. You're gonna freaking turn your paper on fire.
Hey, Mr. Munoz.
What's that?
So this will turn.
Your lungs, they still matter.
Boom.
You're dumb. You got to get a degree in this. I'm not. I'm just responding back. I'm not upset. It's just he's just gonna talk to me crazy. Oh yeah, because Dad is like, where are you supposed to go? No, right?
Where'd you get this from? This is my pass.
It was in my bag.
You know where I'm from.
Give it to me.
This is not where you are.
Kids want me to put it.
I don't swear.
True, I'll make you a bonfire this weekend. Are we invited? My little bonfire? All I'm doing is burning the tree that I have. I don't know if I told you about it. And I was just shaking it out. Because like first I'm like looking at this tree, I'm like, you know, I expected it to. You told me that. And then my wife's like, you know what? That's a little too much. And I'm looking like, yeah. So I went over to see what's going on. And yeah, the whole thing was just kind of like this. You can see that's like this. So we finally got to take it out because my kids are out there playing. And I'm like, I don't want that to fall over. So we took it down. So it's not just like it down. I gotta take it apart. I bought an axe. And I'm like, so I could chop down the tree because I'm a lumberjack. And then I'm like, no, the tree's dead. It's like bone dry. So I'm like, no, I'm just trying to put all my skills on. No, do it.
You bought it actually?
No, it's gonna be for camping and stuff. But yeah, you don't want to chop down a dead tree with an axe. Right? You're gonna.
See, you gotta be my glass. Mr. Munoz.
But when you hit the wood,
I don't know why I like it.
it bounces back.
I hate things. Some people always cry.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Where'd you get those?
Why are you spreading it like that?
But you should be multiplying those two right there. Yeah, but also-
What are you
Hairspray!
No, you didn't.
Lip gloss. Those are like little rabbits. All that chatter. That's what you call it, right? It's chatter?
It's called mooching.
No, when rabbits make the sounds, they chatter.
I'm not a rabbit.
I'm not a rabbit, I don't know. Okay. So, I'm going to show you two ways. Whichever way you want to do it is up to you. I find that most people think it's just easier to go to distribute. So this would be what? 9 x to the third plus 3x squared. Then you do the 11. That would be negative 33. Yeah? X squared. And then we're going to do that, which is going to be negative 11x. And then finally we'll do the 4. So that'll be negative 12x minus 4. Combine your like terms. So 9x to the third minus 30x squared minus, yeah, this is positive 3 and negative 33.
Alright, I got 9x squared minus 30x.
Why is the
minus
negative
11x.
33
No.
x squared?
What?
Why is the negative 33 x squared?
Because the negative 11.
Because the negative 11 times 3 is negative. Right? So these two get combined.
No, I know. I didn't see that. Sorry.
This should be negative 23x minus 4. And you know what? I think that's good. Everybody should just go box. Box is annoying me.
Stop holding me down for me.
Shoot it.
What?
All you doing is spoiling it out. You're just a hater.
Yes, you missed that conversation. That's all we're kind of I don't like calling it foiling. I just distribute.
Well, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Tell me why you're still tired.
Are we good here? Nah. Oh! Okay. Here's where it gets good. Jeremy, it's going to get real good right here now.
Jeremy. Hi.
Do you guys remember when we used to do equations? And I said, hey, y is equal to 3x plus 4.
Yeah.
And then I said, hey, you know what? Find when x is equal to 3. What would you do in this case?
You would plug in
You put in a 3, right? What if I told you that x is really 3 plus 4y?
and you would.
Then what would you do in this case?
You would plug in for x.
You would put in parentheses, so you get y is equal to 3 parentheses plus 4. And then what do you put in there?
The 3 plus 4y.
3 plus 4y. You guys are okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, give me thumbs up if you're okay with that idea.
Wait, where's the x?
Well, the x is now gone because what is x? I got two equations here. See it? And I said x is equal to this. So what we did is we took this and we put it in there, and it's now that.
So could we also.
So we what's the word? We substituted,
Yes.
right? So we're okay with this idea, Silali?
Could we also substitute the y's?
Technically you could, right? Because y is equal to all this. Instead of doing it that way, we could have gone the other way. We said, oh, this is y. Let's put it in there. Right? So we could do that if we wanted to. It really depended on the question, didn't it? If I said solve it for y or if I said solve it for x. Fantastic observation. So what this is called, someone gave it a name, which makes me mad again, because I could have probably done it. This is called composition of functions. And what we're going to do with those is I'm going to give you some notation. Now, do you see this right here? It says Goff. Goff. This is saying g of f of negative 3. So this is telling you which is the main function, and then it's telling you what function to put into it. Did that make sense? So you got a main function, ladies. You have a main function, which is what starts off the notation, and then we're going to plug the f into it. So let me show you what I mean. My main function is the g function, right? What does g say?
x2.
It says x squared. I wasn't going to do that at all. I messed that up. So this is x squared, right? And I got to plug something into this. What am I plugging into it? The f function. So what do I do with my variables? They become parentheses, right? That's how we plug stuff in. And what are we plugging in? We're plugging f, which is x minus 5. So let me clean this up here. So I've got x squared minus 10x plus 25. Okay? I just foiled it out again.
Wait, what happened to that 3?
Hey, you landed on the stapler.
I meant to. That's pretty good.
What happened to the 3?
Oh,
Sure you guys question?
It wasn't even over.
Keisha. No, Justin, wow, why are you always interrupting me? I'm sorry. Keisha's gonna hate you. Justin's gonna hate me. She said, I need a break from Mr. Munoz.
What happened to that 3?
We're not done.
Oh.
Hairspray.
Lip gloss.
What are you using, Moose? So, is everyone okay with this part so far? I haven't done this yet. I've only done the f of g. I took the f function and went into the g function and I got this. Everyone cool with that? Now what I need to do to the variable is to plug in a Daisha. I'm at the movie, ladies. Okay, last thing is to do is to plug in my -3. So we've got -3 squared minus 10 times -3 plus the 25. So all this equals 64? Mm-hmm. 64? Okay, so I'm getting mad here.
I know you are.
Look at my brow.
What's wrong with you? You keep blood?
Gotta go plug my eyebrows.
Ew.
It's getting all crazy. It's not even a straight ball.
Of course. Just you.
You're not going.
I said I thought I'd get it, but
I told her no.
You guys think I'm stupid?
I did have a big one.
Okay.
Sergio, don't talk like that.
Yeah, it's all good. It's your test. It's your grade.
What test?
Tomorrow.
You're lying.
I am
Tuesday.
lying, but man, if we're not listening, then why should I even do the lesson? Yes, you are.
sir, I'm trying to learn.
I know you are. I see a lot of people out here that are. I'm just overreacting. I'm very emotional today.
I don't get.
I am too.
Do you need a Snickers?
I don't care.
Right? Nah.
I
I do love me some Snickers though. Snickers are.
break.
No, not yet.
You've had a whole break the whole time. What are you talking about?
Adrian is figuring it out probably.
I can't wait till my mustache grows out so I can just twist and be like.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Sorry.
I'm just overweight and I need to take a bath.
Did you?
Restroom.
Yeah.
Sign now. You come back with water, you're gonna be
I answered about this.
okay.
Where do you come back with that?
No, people come back with like water bottles. Be like, what? You bought that in the bathroom?
Coming back in case of Kool-Aid.
Took a deep right? Like,
And
and that's true. They do come back with Kool-Aid.
Bro, I should have just bought stuff while I was there. I'm like, make some chocolate.
You good? Okay. Hairspray. Thanks for closing that laptop.
Closing the laptop. Closing the laptop.
It's justice. It's my own
We're
business.
closing the laptop.
What you want me on the spot?
You must stop beeswax.
Okay, you
Y'all play bingo before?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys know how you can win by doing 4 quarters? That's what you do, you guys. I'll put you in 4 quarters.
Hell yeah.
You're right. I didn't even hear nothing.
Y'all would be mad bored if you wasn't here.
Alright, anyways, here's what I want to say.
No, I would just.
Hairspray. This is what you're expected to do. for these problems, okay? But I will tell you that when there's a number, see how there's a number at the end that has that -3? There's a little cheat you can do to get the answer. Let me see, I'm gonna show you, okay? So, the way that I do these so that I can cheat is I work backwards. I go that way instead of going the way I did. So I'm gonna take the -3, I'm gonna plug it into the f function. So what is -3 minus 5? It's -8, right? So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna plug it into the g function. So what's -8 squared?
60 squared.
There it is.
Dang.
Does that work every time?
When there's a number that hairspray.
Hold up, sir. Let me write this.
That will always work when there's a number to be evaluated. Okay? You will get problems where this is x. If you do that, it probably won't work. Okay? But if there's a number there, you can definitely do what I just did. And you'll be just fine. So here, let me show you. I think I have one more sample. Example. So see this one? Oh, that's exactly the same.
Alright, so we're done.
Okay, we're done. Let's do the next lesson.
Not enough time.
Well, no? My break. Take a minute.
Yeah, for the cupcake. Her table.
Maybe she can start ordering like.
It's not the morning cast.
Low key so hard. I took control of my group so fast. But they were standing still half the time, so if I didn't, they weren't gonna do anything.
I worked there too. Oh, you worked there too.
I know you're lying.
You meant to be 4.
Make sure that door shuts behind you, please. Thank you. Because Huerta can't run very fast, and he's right by that door. I'm gonna put that door on a string. I'm gonna let Huerta pull it.
Pull it. How do you open it?
The door. No, hairspray.
Deja, that doesn't mean be on
Take
the
your
phone.
earbuds out. Put your cell phones back away.
They're just on their phone while.
I know she was supposed to be.
Exactly, so my
Now
business.
you're not.
Oh, look for it.
Now we're in the process of putting them away. So, earbuds out. Okay, you guys were okay with the last one? That wasn't really difficult stuff, right?
Hey, give me a hard
Go
one.
give me a water.
Well, we're gonna do the next lesson because we're running out of time, and I want to make sure we have enough time in there. Again, this is not a difficult lesson. What we're doing here, thanks, Ryan. We're finding inverse functions. So everything that you do in math has an opposite operation, right? Opposite of adding, subtracting. I've said that over and over and over and over. Opposite of factoring is to distribute or to expand. So a function also has its inverse. Now here's what's really cool about inverse functions. The only thing, in order to get an inverse function, all you have to do is swap the x's and the y's. Swoop. Yeah, you just change all the values from x's to be y's and y's to be x's, and now they are inverse functions. They will undo each other. Nintendo? So,
Yes.
yes, Daisha?
You said Nintendo, I said yes.
Oh, that's funny. I like that. That was a good comeback. Munoz. how do we get inverse functions? How do we get inverse functions?
How do we get it?
Yes.
What do you mean? How do we get?
I just kind of talk about
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry. I was writing down.
So let me repeat this one more time.
Oh, can I say?
Go for it.
X's and Y's swap.
That's it.
Oh, X is a swap.
Yeah, so if you have a function and you know all the x values and you know all the y values, and you know what you want to know what the inverse of that function is, just switch all the x's and y's. Does that make sense? Simple enough? So, here is a relationship called S. This is called S. And I want to know those values on the inverse function of it. Then what would the x's be in the inverse function? Nice and loud, everybody. What would the x's be of my inverse function? What would all the x inverses be? No, read me the values.
0, 2, 3.
Beautiful. What would all the y's be now?
3, 4.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You just swap the two. Those are your inverse functions. Questions here? It's a little broken.
She's the one.
Oh, it's because you don't have the Wi-Fi adapter. Where's the Wi-Fi adapter?
See, she's the one that stole him.
Yeah, but where's the Wi-Fi adapter?
I know you're lying.
You need the Wi-Fi adapter so I can connect to it. Oh yeah, you can't get that. You're in the wrong operating system. If you give me a second, I'm in the middle of a lesson. I'll keep them sat over here. Unless you guys want to teach inverse functions. You can do it. You can do it.
Me? No.
Hairspray! Someone tell me what the x values are. Good. You get the point, right? Just swap the two. All right, cool. Let's get to something good. Same thing. Swap those again. Okay. Now, I've got this function, y equals x squared minus 1. While I mess around with this calculator, I want you to see if you can find me the equation to the inverse function. Talk to your neighbors. See if you can think about it. You already know what's supposed to happen. Apply it. All right, come here. What's up? What's going on?
It says that there's like a restriction on it.
Where? How does it show? How do you put that restriction?
Okay, turn around.
So you have to do is you have to download the new software. Okay. Let's do it right now. Yeah, it's free. The software's free. Yeah, don't worry about it.
My brain is kind of
Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
40. I didn't. I got a 76. And it's just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
So long.
I don't know why it's disabled. Let me look into that. Do you want to take this with you? Or do you want to leave it?
Just leave it with him and then you can get it
As
tomorrow.
soon as I can. I won't be able to do it today. I want to take it and work on it at home and then I can look into it.
You can just take my
And we can do it tomorrow. I can take my phone. And you're
My
listening?
might be like every other
It's just
one.
going to stay in my office.
I'm going to his office. I said, go to
Your nook.
Alright, you guys.
I
Have a
got
good
a
one.
D on one of my tests, and I was happy.
Bro, if I ever got a B on one of these exams, I would cry.
My throat hurt.
I would like to
Like, after something, you just start
Jeremy?
breaking down in tears.
Jeremy, let's go! We gotta go!
He was not phased at all.
That's like too bad.
He's like, am I dreaming?
My throat is killing me.
Cell phone. Benjamin,
What's up?
what'd you get?
Pajamas.
Shh, hold on, I want to hear this. What'd you get?
X squared equals y minus 1.
Equals what?
Y minus 1.
Y
Y squared.
squared.
Hold on.
X.
Shh. Who else? I see your hand. Go. What'd you end up with?
X equals the square root of y plus 1.
X equals the square root of y
Plus 1.
plus 1.
Why did you get that?
We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Roma, what'd you get?
X equals y squared minus 1.
Okay. Anybody get something different from these? Anybody get something different from these three?
Maybe the y squared plus.
What's the right answer though?
Raise your hand if you go with this one. One. It's only you.
Wait, do you need to? Do you need to go with this?
Vote for one of them. Vote for one of them. How about this one?
The right answer though.
I don't care either. I just want to see. Well, how about this one? 2, 3, 4 of us? Hold on, that's not even your response. You can't do that. How about this one? Okay. Technically, it's that one. Technically, it's that one. Let me tell you why.
Oh, okay.
Anastasia, why is that one correct?
Could you flip?
Nice and loud. Remember I said inverse functions, all I have to do is switch the x and the y, right? Now here's the problem with this one. Colton? The only problem that we have with this one, it is the inverse, but the only problem with this one is it's not in y equals form, right? So all we really have to do to fix it is to solve it for y again. So let's see if this is what you were thinking, David Upson. So I want to solve for y, so I'm going to have to kick over like this, right? All I did was go plus 1 to both sides. You guys cool with that? Now, how do I get rid of a square? I square root it, right? So what happens is I'm going to get y equals the square root of x plus 1. So, pretty close, but you forgot to swap the xy's. You see that? So I see what you're kind of going there. That was a pretty good thought. I'm going to give you a 3/4 thumbs up.
Why don't we bring the square?
Because we took the square root of it.
No, I mean like, so I did x squared equals y minus 1. Like why did it say y squared?
So what was the rule for inverses? Swap what?
The x and the y?
Did I say swap the powers?
Okay.
Right? It's only swap the x's and the y's. But that's it. Pretty easy idea, isn't it? I love it too. Guys, that's todo.
Thank you.
We go down.
Like that? Hold on, let me get rid of the ones that are not.
Wait.
You don't want the wrong ones.
Yeah, I don't.
Good job, you guys.
Thank you.
Let me turn that off. Hey, hit that, what is it? Smack that bell and subscribe and leave your comments below.